Hey, this will be the weekly review of our Warrior charts that are sent out to our Bull Warrior Stocks newsletter. Every weekend we send out 5 chart setups, and this video will go over the week of December 14th. I should note that it's 2:53 p.m. Eastern Time, so we still have a little left or time left in the day. But all of our charts and so forth have made the moves that have either made them winners, losers, or just no plays. So we're just going to go through them now, and if you're interested in getting on this newsletter and getting these sorts of emails, all you have to do is go to bullwarriorstocks.com and sign up, and you'll be subscribed to go. This is all free. So what we do, like I said, is every week we give out 5 different chart setups, and then we monitor those and see how they did. Sometimes we have a focus chart, and our focus chart this week was for WTAR, and this was actually a nice play for us, assuming you know how to use charts and so forth, and waited for the buy signals to come. So here's the chart, and this was our bottom bouncer play. You can see that the chart had already started to bounce, but the way we had it mapped out was if you wanted to buy on a breakout, you would have to wait for 0.075 to buy, or if you wanted to buy on a pullback, you had 2 options, had 0.051 or 0.044. So, two couple strategies that you could use, either buy on the weakness or, buy on strength. So let's pull up the WTAR chart and see what happened. This is the 60-minute chart that we'll be looking at, and the reason we're going to look at 60 is because it's more of kind of a breakdown, but this blue line here, this vertical, shows what the chart looked like when we sent it out. So let's see what happened as the day went on. Monday, you can see that there was a major thing of weakness, and the price dropped all the way down and filled both the 0.051 and 0.044 people had they been sitting there. So a nice buying opportunity on weakness for all those that were watching, that pullback. Now, if you remember from the chart, 0.075 was the key breakout, and clearly that never came. So here's this big, pullback here, and then let's see what happened over the next couple of days. You can see that it bounced back, hovering around here a little bit, and then it went all the way up here and hit a high of 0.063 on some nice volume. So had you bought in on this pullback, let's say you had gotten in at 0.051, the move up here to 0.063 would have been a possible 24% move. So for holding for not even a full day and making a possible 24%, let's just say you took 15%. 15% in 2 days isn't too bad. Had you gotten in at 0.044 on this pullback when it went up and hit 0.063, that was a possible 43% move. So once again, for holding less than a day and making a possible 40, 30, even 20%, not too bad. So this was a great play for the people that bought this pullback here, and then weren't greedy and locked in profits on the way up, as they had some opportunity for nice profits in a very short amount of time. So our next chart play for the week was Citigroup, and this was our pattern play. What we were looking at was the double bottom, and you can see it had bounced here, and it looked like it was getting ready to keep on moving upwards. However, this ended up being a no play for us, and I'll show you what gave it away as to why no action should have ever been taken. But pulling up Citigroup, once again, this is the 60-minute chart. You can see that this is what it closed, and then on Monday we had this big gap down here. So that right there completely would have wrecked the double bottom, because we dropped all the way down here and it was already gone. And then you can see what happened the rest of the week. Price is just falling down and starting to come back to life here later on in the day, you can see. But for the most part, things were never in play, because we had this big gap down, which, like I said, destroyed the double bottom possible pattern and basically put it aside. So Citigroup was a no play for the week. There was no buy signals or anything like that given. Our next chart was JSO. This was a big monster for us this week. It was a trend trading play, meaning we just want to go with the trend. As we pointed out, you can see all these moving averages just moving up nicely, showing how nice and strong this trend is. So let's go and see what happens. The one thing to keep in mind is when you get these doji candles, a possible way to play them is you wait for the top of them to break, and the top of this candle right here was 472. So let's go to the 60-minute chart and see what happened with JSO, J-A-S-O. So here's what the chart looked like, and then on Monday we had a gap up, so you could have been watching this break here. So let's say you bought in on this break right here, and that's the same exact point that I was showing at that other chart. And let's just say you got in at 475. Well, you can see over the next couple of days, just monster move. Went all the way up here and hit a high of 599. So let's say you'd gotten in at 475, right around this area. You could have made 26%. So, and once again, this is a big board stock. This is one with lots of liquidity. So you could have easily put in, 10, 15. You could have put in $100,000 and had no worries about getting, selling your shares, because these are very liquid stocks, and there's plenty of dollar liquidity in them. So 26%, great move. This is one of our bigger winners we've had lately. But this was just a completely chart pattern play. We went with the trend, saw it gap up, break above its candle here, and then it never looked back. Pulling back a little bit here, but now it's maybe getting ready to retest highs. But all in all, a big winner for us at 26%. Our next chart was USEG. This was our volume alert play, meaning we saw this big volume here, which was way above average. And what we liked about this one was, you can see we had all this volume and we had this big gap down, but then the candle formed was a nice little spinning top. And as we posed here, are the sellers out? Could we be ready for a possible bounce up to this line here? If so, that would produce some nice quick little percentages there, which would work out pretty nice. So let's pull up UESG. Once again, this is the 60-minute chart. This is what it looked like on Friday when it closed. So here, Monday presented a great day because it gave some people an opportunity to buy. You could have simply just bought in this area and then set a stop loss kind of down here in case it kept going down. So a real nice accumulation day if people wanted it on Monday. You can see it pulled back, and then right here on Tuesday had a nice gap up, and then it made this nice move upwards, and went up and hit a high of 578. So had you gotten in, let's just say from down in this $5 region here, you were looking at a possible 16% move in only a couple days time. So JSO was at 26%, USEG was at 16%. Then we had WTAR giving some nice percentages too. So far, it's been a good week. Our final chart play was our pending breakout play, meaning we try to locate a possible area that may be a key breakout, and what we identified was $8.72. We had a nice uptrend, so kind of a little miniature ascending triangle here. So let's just pull up that chart. So you can see what we had here. This was Friday, and then Monday, that first hour, we had a gap up. However, it did pull back, so you could have gotten in on the pullback right here at 872. It made a nice move, but only went up to 902. So from here up to there was only 3.5%, and because we are looking for at least 5%, we're just gonna have to count this one as a loser. Yes, it did make a move up, but it didn't quite hit our 5% area before pulling back. Pretty much broke back to break even, but nonetheless, this needs to be put in our loser category for the week. If you do still hold shares, I'd advise still hanging on to them, because it's looking like it's gonna close strong here with the last, you can see, part of today. But for our sake and for our argument and what our standards are, in order for us to be able to count something as a winner, we need at least 5%. And we only got 3.5 on this move here. So this one was our loser for the week. But all in all, a good week. Had the 3 winners, had a no play, and then the loser, but had some real big gainers here. And so I hope everybody made some money. I want to go back just to Citigroup and say, if you want these emails and want to get on the list for these Bull Warrior charts every week, all you have to do is go to bullwarriorstocks.com, and actually when you sign up for the newsletter, you'll also get a free ebook. And besides charts and stuff, you'll get trade ideas, educational pieces, all sorts of things, from big boards down to penny stocks. So there's a good variety, something for everybody. And this is all free, so it's worth checking out. So I'd encourage you, if you'd like to get on the list and start to get these charts and stuff like that, just go to bullwarriorstocks.com, sign up, and you'll be well on your way. If there are any other questions or anything like that, please shoot me a message. If not, thanks for listening, and looking forward to a good next week for some more Warrior charts.